here.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite First to Five's favorite nerd. Today we are looking at the Zeta Toys first release of their Chronos line. I'm really excited to get this. I love what Zeta is doing with combiners. You guys know that. I know that Fanstoys is doing one. I'm getting that as well. My plan for right now is to have the Fanstoys one be my bot modes and have this guy be my combine mode, just because I know I can trust this company when it comes to combiners. At least I can so far. So I want to give a shout out to GCI Toys. You can get this figure from them. They've been pretty good to me, and their link will be in the description. Not for nothing. I don't know what it is about the aerial bots for me, but like they're not very like independently distinguishable for me. Like I know Fireflight's the red one. I know Slingshot obviously and Silverbolt are the ones with the most character, so I know them. And then there's Dive Bomb and Air Raid, and I think this is Air Raid, but I get Dive Bomb and Air Raid confused all the time. Anyway, let's talk about accessories. There are a couple. So he comes with a gun. Simple sculpt. I think it ultimately works. You have a groove here. He has a slot on the inside of his hand that is supposed to peg into. And then there's this little bit of blue paint here on both sides, which, at least in my experience, he doesn't hold extremely well. He comes with two of these rocket things. They all clip on to this, which has the clips. I like the sculpted detail in the clip itself. And then this pegs into a 5mm port in the wings. It's a very tight connection here, and then as you're going to manipulate it, I find that the missiles keep popping off, but once you have it situated, you should ultimately be fine. But they are no bells and whistles here, no paint, just sculpt in plastic. Now let's talk about the bot. So the head is on a ball peg, limited articulation, down to there, up to there, and then the swivel. The face sculpt I like a lot. The silver paint and the blue metallic paint look great. I think they were intended on light piping at one point and they went without. I think that was the right choice. Silver paint at the front of the chest, also silver paint on the top of the head. We also have some translucent plastic, maybe over top of some silver painted pieces underneath, and then some silver paint there on the abdomen. And then we have universal joints for shoulders. Swivel all the way around, and you have the hinge here that gets you the arm straight out to 90 degrees, but you're not getting like the arm on top if that's a big deal for you. You have the bicep swivel. You have a single hinged elbow that gets you 90 degrees. You have this silver paint work around the forearm, and then you have some tampo paint here with danger and all sorts of stuff written on there. Wrist swivel. Fingers are individually articulated at just two knuckles, but that's fine. Pinned at the bottom, and then a friction hinge at the second knuckle there, which is actually the last knuckle. It works well. And then a ball jointed thumb. We do have a waist swivel. The problem is at least on mine, it tends to unplug this backpack just because it doesn't clip in nice and tight. It's holding together fine just now. But, you know, it's definitely manageable, right? And then we have translucent plastic here on the hips. The hip skirts do flip up so that you can get to the hips. Universal joints, you get out to there, so not quite the full Monty, but you do get a little bit past the full Van Damme on a soft ratchet. Thigh swivels built into the bottom of the universal, which is perfect. 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 You have a knee, single hinged, ratcheted, get you 90 degrees. He's a big clunky bot. That's the way that Zeta does their bots, so you should know that by now. You have completely silver painted thighs, which look great. You have red and yellow. I'm guessing that's plastic inside with the translucent over top. Looks great. Then we have the red tampo paint down there. Looks good. The feet are not great, but they do work, and these heel spurs do pop out to make them look a little bit better. But you do have a hinge here at the base connected to a ball peg, so you get an ankle tilt up and down, and then on the ball peg you get the slightest bit of a rocker, but not the best. You also get silver paint there on the shin as well. Of course, you got the wings. The wings, I haven't even checked. They disconnect. That's nice. It's nice to have that option. And then you have the backpack, which is accurate. It's not the prettiest, but, you know, if you want, the backpack in the cartoon isn't the prettiest, to be fair. Tons of like tampo paint stuff that we'll talk about more when we get to jet mode. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot of complaints here. I think it looks pretty darn good. Size comparison wise, there he is with MP Starscream. He's actually slightly taller than him. And there he is with Toy World's Cosmos just because I had him out. Let's get him transformed. Arms out to the side, flip down the forearms, flip the hands in, rock both of them back to the back, clip them both together. Now, what I would advise is now doing the head, flipping it in, closing it back up, and then these side flank pieces pop in and they actually push up so that you can get the hip skirts up, and then you can bring the arms back down and lock in securely. On the back of the figure, open up the back of the calf, rotate around to the side so that you can take the foot and shove it up inside of there, and then Combiner Wars the leg down and close this back up. Same for the other side. We're gonna open at the bottom, swing to the side, close the heel spur, rotate using the ball peg and the hinge to get the foot up inside of there. Combiner Wars the leg down, back around to the back, and then down. All right, let's do the front now. So this piece extends up, and then this piece opens out and around, and this doesn't, oof, I just popped mine off. Like the clearance there isn't the best. And then down and around and clip into the front. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put this piece back on. I'll do it off camera, you know where it goes. And then this piece here folds in, this piece comes down. For the back, we haven't closed this up yet. So we're keeping our wings out. Well, we're gonna open our wings up rather. Take this piece back, and as you do, take the back parts of the calves and rotate them up. And they actually sandwich around like the thruster armature. And then you want to peg them together. No big deal. And then we're just gonna fold the wings out. We'll get them cleaned up and we'll take a look. And here it is. And I think it looks great. Silver paint coming through. We got some Tampo paint on there. We got some yellow, red, white. The red could have used a second coat for sure. But outside of that, I think it looks extremely well done. Now, this is another issue I have, like this, those for one, but this this landing gear, which is spring loaded, it's a pain to get out. When I tried to get mine out, it just flipped, like this piece came off again, so I just fixed that and put it back on. These come out of the side of his hips. They just swivel around. I'm trying to break it, but don't mind me. And then the same on this side. Like, good night, dude. This isn't tabbed in all the way. This should be tabbed in. I didn't think I showed this in the instructions either, but these kneecaps sit down and then they rotate up and tab into the crotch, like the front hip skirts. But really, extremely well done. There it is next to a seeker. This cockpit opens here. This piece does come off on mine. Not sure if you guys will have the same issue. And I wish that the connection here was a bit more solid. But, I mean, overall, these are on ball pegs back here. It's just really clean and sharp and well done. You know, tons of sculpted detail. Like, it gives me that mature look. I don't know. I don't have many complaints. I do have a few, which we'll get to in the final thoughts, but I don't have many complaints. And, like, you can mess with this and make this all a bit tighter. There you go. There, it just went in. But, like, really sharp. Let's get it into combine mode. So you got to untab these wings from the side pieces, take them off completely. While we're right here, you can flip these pieces around to the back. Let's see what we got to do here. Untab this, get that out of the way. Just untab these back pieces. It just makes life easier. And then split them apart so that you can get this out of the way, and then you can tab those pieces back together and back into the back. This will clip into the foot. Open these up, stow your landing gear. I've already stowed the front one because it's a pain in the rear. It's kind of the biggest blemish on this thing, and I'm still not 100% happy with it. All right, so that's basically it. Now we just have to fix the the back. So flip this little piece out there. Oh man, I forgot that this, I'm just taking that off. I hate it. Bring this around. You want to open up this, fold the nose cone in, fold this back, connect these two. Ooh, that's not good either. I'm getting ahead of you know what I am? I'm like kind of excited, and I got like a lot of things to do today. And then this will actually collapse just, I guess open this up. See, that's where it connects. I mean, the good news is I'm mucking this up and it's not breaking. And cut. No, it's good. Because I got popped that thing off by accident. I was being careless, and then I'm going to cut to this skid so people will think it's all part of the plan, like that I didn't really mess it up. Is this still on? There, put it back together. Sorry about being careless. It's my own fault. And there you have that. This is where it's going to latch onto, it looks like to me. Sit it there. Feels like a brick. No complaints. Final thoughts wise, let's talk about the negatives. The negatives are things getting stuck in. So it's these things constantly popping off the clips. It's the spring-loaded landing gear in the nose cone that it just causes frustration and ends up popping off. Here's some glue. Pinkerton was talking about that earlier today. There's the gun staying in place. I had a finger pop off at one point, you know, when I was messing with him off camera. Like, that's really the issue here. But to be fair, it's really the only one. I dig the sculpt, I dig the engineering, the transformation is fun with the exception of the landing gear. The combine mode feels solid, the jet mode looks great, the robot mode is well articulated, the materials feel like strong, sturdy plastic. I wish there was more clickety ratchets, but outside of that, everything is really well done here. The face sculpt isn't great. It's like a little long in the face, but it's not bad either. I'm just being nitpicky at this point because this thing is so good. So I definitely recommend it. If you're only getting one set, of course it's worth waiting to see what Fanstoys is going to do. It's always worth waiting to see what Fanstoys is going to do. But if you're thinking about getting multiple sets, or you really like the scale that Zeta and kind of Toyworld did, I can tell you can buy this with a great bit of confidence. It's not $1 million. You know, it doesn't have a super premium finish throughout or anything like that, but it is really back to basics quality stuff here. Another strong release from them. And this one actually looks good in robot mode, so that doesn't hurt. Because otherwise I have to, you know, display them like this until they're ready to go. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.